Welcome back, guys. Now, I haven't actually got my camera. Charles taking it back to edit what would have been the last video for you guys, so I've resorted to my phone. So I apologize if either the video or audio isn't as good as it normally is. But I was just doing some stuff. I was like, this is some cool stuff to share on how we do certain things. What I'm currently doing is the floor, and this is the last piece where we're going sort of around the wheels. And then we got some dissecting to do on the back, which is this section here. So I'll quickly explain how I've done it. We use something called datum points, and a datum point is a fixed point that you can mark off, okay? So in this instance, my datum point is the back line here, because this is right at the back. I know exactly where in the van this is lining up to. So I measure from the front edge to that corner there, and then I measure from that front edge to the second corner there, and then that gives me the line here. That is the angle inside the van. I've then just got a square from inside the van where I have taken the combi square, squared it off, job done. And I've done that then both sides because the van is symmetrical either side. Now that's one way to do it, and then the good way of having a second way to do it is you can actually then check what you've done is correct. So another way to do it would be to get your center line, and you can do the same then in the back of the van, find the center and measure over to here. And the way I've just checked this is all correct is I've actually measured from here to here and then gone into the back of the van, took the measurement. I think it was 1695 and it was bang on. It was a couple of mil gap either side, which is what I want, because we don't want floor rubbing up against the side of a van. Thankfully, I was able to cheat in this instance with the wheel cutouts because we've got the wheel arch covers which are molded to these, so I've just used the bottom of those. I probably should make a template of the bottom of them, to be fair. And that's how I do a bit of scribing on the floor. As soon as I got you here, I'll show you some of the bits we've done. So this morning I have fitted the Dometic FT200 fly screen, and it was both a pain in the ass and easy to fit at the same time. So all the parts, it's a very simple design. The only part I had a problem with was the bit you gotta stick to the ceiling but here. Let's see if I can show you from the inside. So on the front it fits nice, but the back panel, I did have to cut some of the metal for it to be able to come a bit more forward, because I was finding this front edge was sort of sticking out here. But other than that, that actually fitted pretty cool. You get this nice little cat plate over here, and that just rivets on. So yeah, it's not bad. Let's see if I can show you it. There you are, one fly screen. That was the first job I did this morning. Something I did yesterday was I started cutting out this floor and got to be but I couldn't fit the floor till the fly screen went in, so I sort of cut it, molded it, and now that's in, we can get this floor finished. So we got this piece to cut, get that in, and then I'm gonna do the electric step. Hopefully that goes a bit better than that did. Good morning, guys, it's Wednesday today. So I did the electric step. That's now in, but here, and then the cabling for that actually runs, it comes into a section here, and it's all actually underneath this step and into the battery compartment. I've also set it up so that when you turn the ignition on, if you've accidentally left the step out, the step will retract in. So nice little feature on that. And I gotta thank the customer, because I was a bit nervous about doing that because it was a capacitor, a relay, and that sort of circuitry, that's a bit out of my scope. But we had a look into it and it was actually very straightforward. It did take me longer to do the wiring than it did to actually fit the step, but works beautiful. I've also, not done a great deal of recording the last couple of days, primarily been really busy, obviously busy with the van. We're just about to get the keys to the unit next door. We've done some extra work in this unit, which I'll show you in a second. But things are sort of calming down a little bit now. So plan is pick this camera up a bit more and show you more of what's actually happening as it's going along. In here, the bottom panels have arrived. I've done this one, and I've done this section where it's in the garage. I'm just about to do this part. So I've done the back, I've done the battens, I've ply lined it, and then we go on top of that. There's a section here, this is where sort of the C-pillar is, and it's all different shapes, sizes, depths, and it's going to be nigh on impossible to sort of get these nice flat boards across that, but I'm not too worried about it because that's actually going to be hidden behind the bench in the kitchen, but I didn't want it just to be bare metal. So I've just put the beige carpet on because it's the closest colour to all the panels. So that's done. What else have we done? We've made a start on the ceiling. So I've done the first back panel back here, and I've done the casing for the max fan, so that max fan's finished, but they forgot to send me the strips. So when I ordered these panels, I had ordered the strips at the same time and they wasn't on the order. I've also done the panels on the bottom of all the 3 doors. So I got that one, this one here, and I've also done the slide-in door. But there, so that's done. Let's open that back up though, because the light isn't very good in here. Doing this last one in the garage. Again, this section is all behind cabinets, so I'm gonna carpet that metal section there. Even though you'll never see it, I just don't like the bare metal. And I've also got to think of a way now where I'm gonna fill this gap that's gonna be nice, because from around here to the back, that's the head side of the bed, so we're not putting anything up here. We've got cabinets running along here, so it's not so bad that side, even though I'm still going to do something there. What I did do is I got 2 extra of these boards, because I figured things like that, or if I make a mistake, because there's £100 shipping at a time, because they're coming all the way from Scotland, I've got them here. I also want to do some back panels in some of the cupboards with it. I just think it'd be nice, try and keep it all uniformed. Right, that's where we're at with the van. We get the keys for the second unit today, and I've got some guys coming in. They're going to be building some stuff over there for us, so we'll go over there later and I'll show you and explain what's happening, and I'll show you what we've done in here. So this long wall has been doing my head in. It's just been sort of a dumping ground. It's been messy. As you can see, it still is a bit here, and that's where the second unit is going to help with storage, things to put things for current builds, things that are our consumables that we're constantly going through. So it's gonna get even better. But what I've done is I quite like the industrial look, so I've boarded this wall all the way down, so that gives me a nice flat wall where I can sort of hang things on, put things on. And then we've created a workstation here. Now at the moment you can see it's kind of the office and the coffee machine, but obviously that's all going to be going in the other unit. This is actually it's going to be my electrical bench and my plumbing bench. Not so worried about the plumbing parts because most of that is actually done in the van, but a lot of the electrics, like when I build the boards, they're done here. So I thought, right, nice little workstation, everything electrical. We'll get some pigeonholes up here with some of the parts on, and it can all just be done here. Got some drawers then to store some parts and 2 cupboards either side. Now I don't know what to do on the ends of these. I don't know whether just to get the matching grey or to actually use some of this OSB board to create end panels either side of all these cupboards. What do you think? OSB board or match it in grey? I don't know. That's coming on really, really well. Talking about the electrics actually, right, we're gonna actually start doing something probably in the new year. I've had a lot of people message asking about the electric boards that I build, where I buy them from, and then obviously I build them myself. So what we're going to start doing in the new year is we're going to do pre-built electrical boards. So if you're building your own camper and, you know, a lot of people aren't too confident on the electrical side, and I get it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pre-build an electrical board for you. So you tell us what it is you want. We'll talk to you about the spec in your van. We'll build then the electrical board for you, and you just then will have to connect your solar, the battery, and your DC to DC cables. And hopefully that will make it a little bit easier for you guys, or we may, you know, say bring it down and then we'll fit it in for you. So we'll see. I'm not too sure about that at the moment. Obviously fan builds are our priority, so we'll see how we go. I think we're going to start with just the pre-built boards and go from there. Right, I'm going to get this other side done now because this morning I've done this side and I've also fitted the wheel arch cover, so that's all nice and solid. Gonna do this one, get that side completely finished, and then we're gonna go pick up the keys for unit number 2. Charles been on the merch as well, so a lot of people have been asking if we do any merch. We're not gonna go mad on it, but we have got some. So we got some key rings which have a bottle opener on them. We got only a few stickers for now, but some nice vinyl stickers and some mugs. So the key rings were my idea because I just think it's nice when I hand, you know, a newly converted van to a customer. It's like, right, put a nice key ring on their keys, and then we've got the vinyl stickers, and we're going to chuck one on the back of their door. So we've also got a website now that's currently being built. I think it's about 80% done. It's just doing all the text boxes and that inside. Charles and the developer are both dealing with that. Right, that's gone in quite sweet. So I've now got the two sides done. And something I also did this morning was just filled in this section around here because there's a gap between the window and the Solway panels. So I've put some timber in. That's also had some silicone on the back just to hold it nice and tight, stop any flapping on that. But I don't like the look of the bare wood, so what I did do was when I cut out for one of the Solway panels, I kept the cutout, so I've still got some of this Solway sheet in. So I'm going to cut some strips to match the gap on that window to sort of go over the ply. So I'm going to cut these out, put them over just so that it's a nicer finish, because when you put the outer frame on, I'll show you when it's done, you could still see sort of that reveal. So yeah, I want to get it to match and just look a bit nicer. So let's get that done. Morning guys, we're back at it, and we're at a bit of a standstill with this van at the moment. You can see we've pretty much done all the paneling we need to do. There's a kitchen there, there's a kitchen there, so I'm not too worried about those at the moment. I did frame this, as I said, look, and you can see in there I've put some spare of this paneling. Basically the cutout from that window is nice and long, so I've cut little strips and done the entire internal reveal so you can't see the wood, and then put the blind on. So that's all done. But I'd say a bit of a standstill with this one now. So there was a bit of a delay with the customer choosing what furniture board he wanted in here, and also Solway didn't send the strips for the ceiling, so I can't finish the ceiling, I can't start any furniture building. And there's certain things I like to do after I've started building furniture, like running the B2B, exactly where the diesel litres gonna go. I don't want to put them in and then go to do furniture, like, oh, I needed to be that a little bit that way or whatever. So I'm holding out. So what I am gonna do this morning is we've got the underslung water tanks, both here. On these, I've got this to fit in the fresh water one for here, and then there is something that must be in the box, and then there is a little part, it's like a two-prong thing that goes on the waste tank, which is this one, and it's just to show when it's full basically. So that one you only get a reading on when it's full. This one you get the 4 readings, whether it's full, 3/4, half or a quarter. So we're going to open these up, prep both of them. I'd probably lag them and get them ready for fitting, and to be honest, I'll probably even fit them as well, because I've got the water intake pipe in the van ready be here, so that can come through the floor and that can all be plumbed in. So that's one job ready. And I also told you we got the keys for next door finally. You can see it's a complete mirror image of what we've got on the other side. We're gonna do a knock through around here. We're gonna do like a double doorway knock through. Now these blocks only go to there, and then it's all steel above, and that steel isn't resting on this. So we're just gonna do 2 cuts. Well, I say I'm not doing it, I got a builder come in, but yeah, that's gonna get knocked out, and we'll put a nice line in, and that'll open that up. We're then sort of between that knockout and probably around by here, we're gonna do some really big storage racking, so I can put 8x4 sheets, and then we're also gonna have really deep shelves so we can store things, you know, where we got excess insulation and, you know, just some of the bigger materials that obviously we go through during the build. But we want obviously as well make sure that it's not going to block the door, so we'll probably start it around sort of here, and that'll be pretty big. We then got a second bay here for a second vehicle. We're going to do some sort of storage on that side. I'll probably just leave it as it is, because these create like shelves. That one up there is quite dusty, but that can be quite handy all along here. And then the main thing we're going to be doing here is the kitchenette and office, which is going in this area. So we're coming out off this wall. If I show you sideways, it'll be easier. So we're going to be coming out 2.4 meters, which is probably around by here, and that's going to then take up all that space there. And we're going to do an open doorway here with no door, which will come straight into a kitchenette then, which will be a little L shape here, and a counter fridge, sink, job done. and then there'll be another door on an internal wall here, and there will be a door on that one with like obviously a lock. And then when we come into the office, we're going to do a window on the front here, and then obviously all this is going to be made out of timber frame. It's going to be insulated, it's going to be plasterboarded, dry lined, we'll have electrics in here, and we're also being sent infrared heater, which is like a wall panel. Apparently it's new, it's a new product, so it'll be interesting to see how that works, and hopefully heats our office up nice. So we'll have an office, we'll have our kitchenette, and also Charlotte in the office, she wants to do some sort of seating in there, because obviously if we've got customers that come to see us, then it's somewhere warm, you can sit down, have a chat. But we've got a bit of an idea with that, so we've been getting excess seats from the vans. Not the single ones, because they're like gold dust, but the bench seats are very excess in the market right now. I've got this one here, so we're wondering if we can do something with this, maybe get some fixings down to solidify it and use that as seating in the office. Thought it'd be quite cool, you know, we could even do some strips on the ceiling, maybe I'll carpet it and put some wooden strips and make it look like a camper van office. No, it's too far in it. On a side note as well, the customer is selling these alloys. He's sending me down some new alloys to put on. So these are your normal Fiat Ducato. That's for the alloys and the tyres. There's really good tread on all the tyres. He wants £1,000 for them. So if you are looking for alloys, those are for sale for £1,000. Collection only from South Wales. Unless you want to pay for a courier to obviously come pick them up, collect them. I generally just don't have the time, guys. They'll be ready in a couple of weeks when we've got the new alloys on, and my email's in the description if you want them, guys. Right, let's get these open, let's check them over, make sure there's no damage or any problems with them, and we're gonna get these readers on. Morning guys, Monday today, fresh new week, and it's all go. So, furniture board has arrived, so we're gonna get cracking on with that later on. My most favourite part, the furniture build. Over the weekend, we've had the first part of this done. It's just to get us through, and we got some other bits going on that, so we'll show you this when it's finished. And at the moment, I got some mates over from Woodfellas. Got Anthony and Simon and myself, and this is what we're building. So this is the kitchenette, internal wall and office. And to be fair, we've been on it about an hour and a half. We've got the 3 walls done. That's the internal wall, so we're going to get that into situ, and then we'll build this front, but there's going to be an open door here, and then we also want a window on the office, just because it's a small room and we want to be able to stretch the eyes. So to be fair, between the 3 of us, we are absolutely smashing it out. That's the kind of job. Charles nipped down to Howdens to get a door lining, because I'm putting one internal door in between the kitchenette and the office. Got all this 3x2, we got plasterboard and some OSB out there, because on the front wall, to sort of keep it in theme with the rest of the unit, is we're gonna do the front wall to match this wall here. I just think it'll look cool. I said I like the look. But we're gonna do a bit more, and I'll pick you back up to show you when we've got a bit further. Right, bit of a long day, but we've actually done pretty good for a day's work. Here's the front. So I said I got a window for the office, and then I'm leaving that open. I'm not gonna put a door on that. And we've added a double socket down there, because there's no other sockets up here, and there's just one more down there. We covered the other 2 where the office was. Coming in, obviously there's no light in here a second, but this is going to be where the kitchen's going to be. It's just going to be only a tiny L shape, just so we can have a under counter fridge there, sink here, bit of storage, probably do 1 wall cabinet just for like the tea and coffee, and I think Charles wanted to put just like a microwave or something there, just so we can do some very basic cooking. This is the internal doorway, and this is then going to be the office. So again, got a light switch there, double socket there, because we are going to do some sort of like electric wall radiator, and then I've done 2 double sockets down here because the desk is going to be in that sort of area here, and the chair's back there. All boarded, all done. I think we're going to dry line this room. There's no point plastering it. I can't just leave it as is and paint over it, so I think I'm going to just dry line all this, give it a little sand, and then we'll just paint it, put some skirting on. Charlotte has been out and chosen some flooring for it. It's just some laminate. Don't know if you can see that very well, but it's just some oak, I think it is. So yeah, not bad. But I'm going to wait till the dry lining's done before I put that in, because dry lining can be a little bit messy. So we're going to get that done. I think that's today's job, is just quickly get all the dry lining done, and then we can lay the new floor down. Got to clear this up. We've got another van actually coming in here later today. So I've spoken to the waste guys across the road. They're going to take all this. This is all from that wall. The blocks on that have been laid like flat. But as I said earlier, these edges all need tidying up. I think we're going to just go back a little bit more and disc cut them. I think he toughed them all with a drill, which isn't how I would have done it, but I ain't a builder. And we're going to get the Ducato back in here now. So I've moved the boards out of the way. The Ducato can come back in. I've done the sensors on the tanks. So I've got, that's the meter on the fresh water, and then that's your full gauge on the wastewater. So they're done. We're going to get onto the furniture building, get the tanks installed. We can then get the diesel heater in and start second fixing up some of the electrics, maybe try and get some power in, because we've got the battery and I've got the inverter charger. In fact, I am missing the DC to DC and MPPT charger, so I've ordered it. Again, Yodel couldn't find us and didn't even attempt, didn't call, nothing. And it's been sent back to Vanology. So I did speak to them, they said they were going to resend, but I've not heard nothing. I'll leave this video here, guys. Join us on the next one where we're going to get right stuck into this van build. Take care.